I'm Robert Timmons, and you're watching Weekly Words.
Stop me, oh, somebody stop me, stop me, stop me, please, somebody stop me, stop me, stop me, oh, somebody stop me, and Lord, if I'm doing it wrong.
Thank you for checking out this week's episode of Weekly Words. I really hope that this past week has been very eventful for you. But let's go ahead and get started with week 28, titled Rest. So no matter who you are, we all know that we realistically and physically need rest in our daily lives, right? We go to work, or we go to school, or we do whatever we do during the day, and at night we rest. Whether we get 3 hours or 8 hours or 9 hours, we rest because we know that our body needs to be able to rejuvenate itself, to replenish itself, to re-energize itself in order for us to be able to function throughout our daily task, right? But the rest that I'm talking about isn't your routine rest that you do every night, because I'm sure a lot of you know that sometimes you sleep, but you don't get rest. The rest that I want to encourage you all to make sure that you have in your life weekly is the mental, emotional, and spiritual rest that we easily ignore as we go through our daily and weekly routines, right? This rest that I'm talking about is where you can be at peace and have comfort and be relaxed and release your burdens and release your frustrations and release all other emotions that you have and actually have peace. So in order to have this rest, right, it has to be a place where you find comfort. So maybe that's on your couch at home or in your bed. Maybe it's at the park, right? Or maybe it's with a certain family member or a certain friend. Maybe it's reading a book or watching a movie or writing or singing or dancing. But rest where your mind is at ease and your spirit is at ease and your heart and your emotions is at ease as well. In the Bible, this is referred to as your Sabbath. Scripture says on the seventh day to not work and to rest and to let yourself rejuvenate and re-energize. And this is something that I believe has really gotten washed away just in the way that our society is set up now, where we're constantly going, right? We have our 9 to 5, where we have school, and then we have things with our friends and our family, and then we're trying to mentor, and we're trying to do our side hustle or different events and all these different things, and we're just constantly going, but never taking a minute, taking a beat to rest and make sure that we're good mentally and emotionally and spiritually, right? So I want to encourage everybody to find the place in your schedule where you can have rest, where it's just you, or it's just you and God, or it's a place where you can just be at ease and you can let your mind wander and you can maybe reminisce on the things that happened to you that day or that week, or a place where you can kind of get all your thoughts and emotions out through whatever activity that's not causing your body to be working and thinking and being overly challenged, where you are just content and you can relax, right? Find the places in your life where you can truly have rest, okay? And I think sometimes it's counterintuitive because we think, okay, well, if I sit down and I rest for this day or for these 8 hours or for these 4 hours or however you have your schedule set up, we start to think, okay, well, I'm no longer being productive, right? I'm no longer getting anything done. I'm going to get far behind. I'm not going to be able to study for this test to get an A. I'm not going to be able to finish this project or finish this assignment or do this task, right? But if we keep operating without getting rest, we're going to keep going and get more and more fatigued and get less efficient, right? And then ultimately crash. And so in the long run, it actually does more damage to not get rest than it does to get rest, right? So if we start out getting the rest that we need, we're going to continuously be effective and continuously be efficient and continuously have the right mindset to be able to go and operate different things, right? And then whenever adversity comes and trial comes and temptations come, we're going to be in the right mindset to make the appropriate decisions in order to avoid those or overcome those or get through those, right? Because we allowed our body to rest and now it is at full strength and that has the full capability to do what God has instilled in us to do. But we can't access that strength and we can't access that calling unless we get rest. So find the places in your life, in your day, in your week where you can actually have genuine rest and peace and comfort. And it might take a little bit of time for you to find where you can function that into your schedule. But once you do, you'll be on the right track to embrace whatever goals you have, whatever things and purposes God has for you. You will be truly efficient and effective and ready. So find rest. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of Weekly Words. Just like every other week, I have a couple of questions for you. Well, in this case, I just have one. But again, I encourage you to think through it and talk about it with your accountability partners so that you can continuously see the areas which you can grow. So this week, let's go ahead and start with question number 1. Question 1. Where in your daily or weekly schedule can you find place and time for you to rest? Where in your weekly and daily schedule can you find a place for you to genuinely rest? Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Weekly Words. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for topics for me to talk about in the future, feel free to email me at weeklywordsrt@gmail.com. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a great week.
Stop me, oh, somebody stop me, stop me, stop me, please, somebody stop me, stop me, stop me, oh, somebody stop me, and Lord, if I'm doing it wrong, then please stop me.